Should billionaires exist? I'm quoting Scott Galloway, but basically there is a level of money that when you get above it, you're not any happier. You're happy till you get there, and then you're not any happier past that. Like, whatever that level is, it's important to think about. I've seen a lot of videos explaining how much a billion is, and they're all mind-blowing to me. I'm terrible at math, but I wanted to give you another illustration just to show you exactly how much money $1 billion is. So recently I celebrated 200,000 followers. I had 3 candles on my cake to represent 300,000. Okay? Think about $300,000 in terms of a salary. That's not how much my husband makes. I've never come close to making that. That's a lot of money. That is represented by 3 candles. My youngest, my 8-year-old, he said, how about 8 billion? Which his point was, Mama, why not have the goal of having a follower of every human on the planet? Which is very cute and sweet. And he said, put 800 candles on the cake, which was adorable. But the next day I was like, babe, is that an equivalent fraction? Because I don't understand math at all. He very sweetly showed me the formula, which I did not care. I just wanted the answer. And he told me no, that the correct number would be 80,000 candles. So think about that for a minute. 3 candles represents 300,000. To get 8 billion, you need 80,000 candles. That means if you have 1 candle on your cake to represent a $100,000 salary, let's say, that's a dream, right? To make 6 figures. A lot of people don't do that. Imagine 1 candle representing $100,000. You need 10,000 candles to represent $1 billion. You see? By the way, for all you nerds, here's the math. I think that's important for all of us to understand, because there's a lot of people on the left, people who are being called communists by their husbands that are saying it's sick. Billie Eilish has said it. These people are sick. The worst people in the world are the richest. And to quote my little 8-year-old again, we got his favorite meal in the world is the mac and cheese and the chicken tenders from Whole Foods. And we got that, and it was $17 for this little container of food. It was insane to me. I was like, we could have gone to a restaurant and had like 4 of these for $17. That's insane. And we were sitting there eating, and he said, well, I know why Jeff Bezos is a billionaire. It killed me, because we had the whole conversation about part of the reason I have such great thoughts is my children. They ask so many interesting questions. And he asks, like, who owns Whole Foods? Jeff Bezos. I thought he owned Amazon. Yeah, he owns this too. Why did he buy this? I don't know. Wow, so that's why is the chicken so that's why he's a billionaire, Mama. It's because of this $17 chicken here that we're buying. That's why he's a billionaire. Yeah, they don't pay their taxes. They pay some taxes, I'm guessing. I haven't seen their returns. But there's all these loopholes based on how much capital you have, how much you can trick the system. Doesn't pay his workers. They have to be on food stamps because he doesn't pay them enough. And I don't know how much Jeff Bezos is worth, but let's say he's just worth $1 billion. We need 10,000 candles on a cake to represent that wealth, as opposed to 1 candle for someone who makes 6 figures. I say that as soon as they hit $1 billion, they get a trophy that says, congratulations, you won capitalism, and their wealth is taxed at 100% after that. In the 1950s, under Eisenhower, when the middle class became a thing, for the first time in, the history of the world, I'm pretty sure, the rich were taxed at like 92%, I think, in the 90s. So once you hit $1 billion, why do you need that money? All they're doing is sending themselves and their girlfriends to space and buying our politicians. And that's the thing that gets me mad, is it's like, why don't you just pay the taxes? Like in New York, they spent more money trying to defeat Mamdani than they would have paid in taxes. Why? Number one, they're horrible human beings, in my opinion. I can't prove that. I think it's pretty obvious. I think we can all see it clearly. And number two, they want the power. They want the control. They don't want to be told what to do. Like, to me, my husband is hilarious. I had to write a $10,000 check for taxes this year and for my real estate business. And my husband was like making me write it because he gets annoyed when I talk about this, because he's like, you don't have an issue paying taxes because you're not rich enough, because I've never made that much money. I've always been married to a guy who makes a lot of money, and I've been a teacher and not made a lot. So he was like, here, you write this check. And I was like, okay, $10,000, there you go. Because to me, that's part of society. But the thing is that they don't want to pay the taxes and know that their money's doing good things. They want to avoid the taxes and buy the politicians and control everything in the world because they are sick. How else do you get to $1 billion? You don't do that by paying everybody well on the way up. I was listening to an interview about the CEO of Patagonia, and when he was like on the Forbes list or somewhere called him a billionaire, he got mad and he worked 5 years to get off the list by giving away his money. That's what we need. He's like the accidental billionaire, and he's like, well, shit, I don't want to be a dick. I like it. More of that.